Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're looking at something that honestly feels like pure science fiction, but it is happening in labs right now. We're talking about the 2026 breakthroughs in brain-computer interfacing. I am absolutely thrilled to share this with you because we're literally talking about the science of bridging human minds with digital intelligence. The boundaries of what we're actually capable of, they're shifting as we speak. Let's dive right in. Take a look at this incredible premise. Your brain is currently trapped behind a biological bottleneck, limited by the slow speed of your five senses. But what if we could bypass your biology entirely and map your synaptic firing patterns directly onto silicon? Just let that sink in for a second. This immediately drops us into this wild, future shock narrative. We're talking about fundamentally bypassing our biological limits. Actually, scratch that, we're already doing it. We are now synchronizing neural oscillations with high-bandwidth digital interfaces to achieve something entirely new. Section 1. The biological bottleneck, escaping the slow speed of senses. So think about the everyday frustration of human input-output. You have this brilliant, complex thought, right? But to actually express it, you've got to push air through your vocal cords or painstakingly peck at a keyboard. It's kind of like having a fiber optic brain forced to communicate through a 90s dial-up modem. Silicon architectures, on the other hand, offer high bandwidth, immediate digital execution. The contrast here really proves the massive input-output gap we all experience. Our brains are incredibly fast, but our bodies, they're just so slow. And that's exactly where high-bandwidth silicon architectures come in. They are solving this exact gap. Instead of forcing our thoughts through that slow funnel of speech or typing, we're opening up a direct, high-speed highway straight from the mind to the machine. We're transitioning to systems that offer a radical solution to our biological constraints. Section 2. The mechanics of neural mapping, translating thought to code. Let's get into how this actually works. Breaking down this absolutely massive engineering feat, it really comes down to a logical three-step flow. First, we isolate individual neurons using these highly advanced electrode arrays. Second, we synchronize those neural oscillations with digital clock speeds. And finally, step 3, we translate that synaptic firing into binary code in real time. I mean, we are taking the literal electrical storms in your brain and turning them directly into ones and zeros as they happen. How crazy is that? Now, obviously, achieving this requires a level of precision that is hard to even wrap your head around. We aren't just trying to isolate a single neuron. We're trying to handle the sheer, overwhelming complexity of human consciousness. Silicon has to literally meet the mind. And the precision required to make sure the hardware can actually handle that astonishing depth of human thought, that is exactly what's being heavily scrutinized in the lab right now. Section 3. The challenge of biocompatibility, merging flesh and silicon. We face some pretty massive trade-offs when trying to interface with the brain. On one hand, you've got invasive neural threads. These offer incredible, high-precision data and long-term longevity, but yeah, they absolutely require surgery. On the other hand, you have non-invasive wearable sensors. These are great because they're short-term and sit on the outside, but the data fidelity is significantly lower. If we want true, seamless integration, we have to go invasive. But that immediately brings up a huge problem. The body naturally wants to attack foreign hardware. Enter the defining breakthrough of this whole era, 2026 era flexible polymers. These are highly advanced materials specifically designed to prevent immune rejection when foreign hardware gets integrated into the nervous system. This is the crucial material science breakthrough that basically tricks the human body so it stops violently rejecting these invasive digital interfaces. It's the literal key to making long-term integration actually possible. But here's the thing, you can't just have a human surgeon implant these microscopic threads. Our hands are just too shaky. Surgical robotics are absolutely essential here. They are required to carefully and flawlessly thread these interfaces directly into the motor cortex without causing any tissue damage. It requires a level of steady, microscopic precision that only advanced automated robotics can consistently pull off. Moving on to Section 4, the shift to cognitive expansion, a new native memory. We aren't just talking about using external tools anymore, like your smartphone or a laptop. We're talking about true, integrated cognitive expansion. Imagine treating digital storage as your own native memory, recalling a massive database of information just as easily as you recall your own childhood memories. Plus, with recent breakthroughs in sensory feedback loops, users can actually physically feel digital data. Ultimately, it's about merging your organic, human intuition with lightning-fast algorithmic processing. Just think about this quote for a second. Imagine waking up in 2026 and realizing that your tools are no longer external, but a seamless part of your nervous system. We're crossing a massive evolutionary threshold here. By translating neural firings directly into digital commands, we're stopping acting as mere tool users and actively transitioning into a digitally integrated species. Section 5. The Future of Human Intelligence, Outgrowing Biology. And all of this leads to an incredible leap: collaborative intelligence and direct brain-to-brain communication. Just imagine how human interaction is going to fundamentally change when we can bypass language entirely, communicating directly mind to mind, sharing pure concepts, raw emotions, and complex ideas instantaneously without ever even opening our mouths. It's absolutely wild to think about. But we do have to pause for a second and ask the hard, urgent questions. What critical ethical safeguards are needed to protect the absolute privacy of our raw, unedited thoughts? When your mind is connected direct to silicon, you're facing the ultimate vulnerability. I mean, if our thoughts are just executable code, they can be read. The ethical dilemmas here are just as massive and complex as the technological breakthroughs we've discussed. Which brings us to this final, highly provocative reality. The era of the biological interface is officially over. We have outgrown our constraints. We are officially transitioning from Homo sapiens to a digitally integrated species. So as you process everything we've covered in this explainer today, I really want to leave you with this one final thought. Once we've completely bypassed our biology, solved the engineering hurdles, and mapped our minds permanently to silicon, what exactly does it mean to be human? Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.